Good afternoon, Jerome.
Good afternoon.
It's good to see you back in our fourth week of getting you prepared academically and moving into some career development exercises in terms of college prep. And this session, you'll be happy to know, we're going to have just a conversation about expectations of college. And last session we talked about some of those things that you know already. So the knowns category, where you explain that you do want to go to college, that UCLA is one of those schools, and what else can you remember about something you knew from last week?
I looked at the location.
Location, okay, all right. Location for
The campus.
campus,
UCLA.
all right. What else?
I tried to figure out what subsection of engineering that I wanted to go into.
Oh, okay. You said you tried.
I tried, but I didn't quite.
What did you do? What when you tried it?
I looked at what they offered,
Okay.
and I still haven't been able to narrow it down to what exactly it is that I wanted to do.
Okay.
So yeah.
But you're going to stick with engineering, though, in terms of a major?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds positive. Now, today, we are going to look at some of those unknown factors concerning college. Unknown factors can be something as simple as the admission process. That would be unknown as we speak now. Would you agree?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. And what other things do you want to learn or need to know that are unknown now that come to mind?
Like what is something like college life like?
Oh, okay.
Life after high school. What is that like?
Oh, what is it like? Can you remember when you were in elementary school?
Vaguely.
Vaguely? Do you remember leaving elementary on your way to junior high school?
A little bit.
A little bit. It might even be similar to that, leaving junior high school, entering into high school. Remember anything in that transition?
A little bit.
A little bit. So it sounds like a little bit along the way. So as you are looking at or thinking about college life and what it's going to be like, it's going to be kind of like that. You're going to be transitioning. Your experience is going to be very unique to Jerome. It is an experience where you are starting over in a sense because you'll be entering as a freshman. But college life for you, you would have to be there to experience it to know. I think it's great that you do want to go to college. I think that some of the, I don't want to call it anxiety, but some of those thoughts that you are thinking about, what is it going to be like? Is it going to make any new friends? Is it going to be hard? Is it going to be easy? Am I going to enjoy it? All of those are, I think, normal conversations that would go on in anybody's head who's venturing out into a new area. And even before you get to that point, some of the things that I thought about that you would explore would be looking at scholarships for college, and especially in engineering. I think that's an excellent choice, engineering, but looking at the cost involved, maybe even the whole engineering program. At UCLA, I understand that it is engineering and applied sciences. And I know science is one of your strengths. What did they say when you mentioned about your college choice?
Just like, yeah, okay, glad you're going out to college.
Okay. Do they want to be involved in that process, do you think?
I think so.
You think so?
Affect them too.
Oh, yeah, I would think so. Yes, parents are always affected by that, but they seem pleased overall that you are going to be taking that journey. And you do think that you would like to do the university level versus maybe even the 2-year college route. Okay, so we're gonna look at that. But in terms of scholarships, moving back to that, have you explored any scholarships or funding costs?
I think they have like financial aid and still looking into scholarships, but I do know that they do have financial aid available for students. So I guess that's like a start looking into that.
Okay, and that would again be a process, application process. The application process is for the scholarships usually involve writing an essay about some of your personal goals, some of your accomplishments, extracurricular activities. Have you been involved in any extracurricular activities up to this point? Tell me about one of the things that you've been doing.
I play football.
Speak up a little bit.
Play
Play football.
Yes.
Okay.
For like the past 3 years.
Okay.
And I did track 1 year. And yeah.
Okay, we did talk about track a little bit, but we hadn't talked about football in that. Are you going to be playing football in your senior year?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you want to play?
I don't know. I'm just like, yes and no.
What would be the yes part of that?
The fact that, I can play for like one last year and it's like in high school. And then it's like, yeah, it's fun sometimes. It's like good and bad, there's like a teamwork kind of element that's present. Yeah, stuff like that.
You like teamwork?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
Sometimes.
What is your experience with teamwork?
It can go like either way at any moment.
Do you think it depends on who's on your team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had a good team?
Yeah.
Okay, about how many would you say would compose the team as a small group? How many peers?
What kind of team? Because in football, there's a team of 11 people.
Okay, so that would be your team for football.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said teamwork is good and bad. You're relating it to something outside of the football team as well, right?
Yeah, usually it's like everybody's willingness to like work toward a common goal.
I agree. So this will be teams in your classes, maybe team projects that you worked on, or what type of other teams have you been involved with?
Of course, I've done like schoolwork from peers and stuff. And sometimes that goes well. Sometimes it doesn't go well. But like, yeah, sometimes it was good. Sometimes it was bad. Sometimes it's like.
Okay. When it was good, and the reason why I'm elaborating on the teamwork is because you're going to be involved with a lot of teamwork as you move on to college, and even beyond that. Teams are one of the strategies used almost anywhere when you have a number of people. And you want to build on the good and continue to experience teamwork in such a way that it's productive for you. So in terms of the good experiences, can you recall what made it a good, cohesive team?
That we wanted to get it done, and it just got done like in a good manner. It got done like quickly. It was just efficient, really.
So everybody participated, or maybe you had one that may not have participated as much, but for the most part, the majority of the team were on the same level in terms of
Same
wanting to
thing.
accomplish
Yeah.
the goal. Yeah, I like what you said, that it's very efficient, and I agree. So, knowing what college life would be like is going to be something that you can look forward to, I think, and experience it as you go into it. You had some other good questions in terms of those unknown factors of entering college. What would be another unknown area?
I don't know, like something like living on my own.
Oh, living on your own. That's going to be new for you, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think that involves? What do you have to prepare for?
To work and having to do everything on my own, really, like just being self-sufficient.
Uh-huh. That means you'll have to be responsible, and also disciplined enough to do those things that you know that you need to do. Living on your own, not having your parents' voice in the forefront or background, wherever it is, to have you get up in the morning and to do those things that you need to do. And it may even require having a roommate, and or I imagine one or two, I don't know when you go to college, but in a dorm situation, you're sharing your space. So that would even be a part of that experience that you don't know what it's going to be like. But living on your own, what do you think that you can do to prepare for that?
You know, like you said, just start being responsible and like disciplining myself, like having control, being in control.
Are you usually in control?
Usually, yeah.
Usually when you're out of control, what are you doing?
God knows, but I don't know.
You don't know. What would something, can you talk about something that you do now that you won't be able to do as you live on your own? What is it that you do now that you don't think you would do? Okay. So living on your own requires you being focused on what if it's the way at school. Let's say you're focused on school, yes, but you'll have to eat. You'll have to learn how to manage your money. Why do you laugh about eating?
Because that's pretty important.
It is important. And guess what? You're not going to come home to a meal already made or someone preparing that for you. So guess who has to do that? A lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, huh? And but you'll have to learn how to adjust to situations like that. In terms of food, because you said that's important, and I agree. What do you think that you'll need to do in terms of food?
Just know how to get to it.
Get to it? Okay. Making a menu maybe of items or things that you like.
Yeah, I can plan out like an eating schedule or something.
An eating schedule. Yeah, well, yes, because essentially you know what meals you have, and you know what you like and how to do that. And then keep in mind too, if you have roommates, let's say you buy some food and you put it in the house or the space that you're in, and guess what? You go to it and your snacks, your bag of Doritos are gone, and you didn't eat it.
Then we're gonna develop a food policy then.
And what would the food policy? What would be stated on it?
I don't know.
I like that.
We could change that they're just that hungry. We could go out and eat together or whatever, and split check or however. There are ways to work around that.
Right. Okay. But either way, develop a food policy. That's good. That's good. So there are a lot of things that you look at when you talk about living on your own and how to survive in such a way that it is not impeding on your progress in school, not taking away from your study time, because you're going to need a lot of that as you are in college, more so than what you're experiencing now in high school. Okay, so managing your time sounds like an area. Now, what do you do now to manage your time? You don't get to shake your head. You know why? Because you have to do something to have gotten this far. You've had to make some choices.
You just need to know what you need to do and what needs to be done.
Okay, now let's just take your time now here in high school. On a given day, take me through a given day from the time you arrive at school. So you've gotten to school, you bike to school, because you told me you ride your bike to school, and you're there at school from whatever time it is up until 8:30?
8 to 3.
Oh, 8 to 3. Okay, so that's a good amount of time. How do you manage your time within those blocks?
Classes.
Yes, okay. So there you go. That helps you manage it. So you have more than one class up. So how many classes?
4 classes a day.
4 classes a day. So in college, let's say you have 4 classes in college, couldn't you use some of those same strategies that you use now to manage your time there?
I guess.
It's going to depend, because you might have classes that are just spread throughout the time. You might have a big gap in there where you would want to use that time efficiently. So in terms of studying and preparing for your next class, because you want to do well, you want to keep your GPA up, and yes, because it's a big investment. It's investment of time, money, effort, and all for what purpose? To prepare you for your career. That lifetime embarkment that you will, that journey that you're going to be on to prepare for the career. So time management at your given day, and then forget, you are doing what? Tell me about a day at school right now.
At school is kind of like
A gray day, because you have green and gray days. Let's talk about a gray day. Tell me about a gray day. Think about the classes that you have on your gray day, and let me hear about your time management in that.
So the first period of the day is like math.
Okay.
And depending on what he's teaching, sometimes it's like a long, just kind of drug out lecture, or we just have time to work on whatever work it is. And then the period after that would be TOK.
TOK. What is TOK?
Theory of knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, we just do whatever he wants us to do.
Okay.
Then I have art.
Okay.
Art after art. This is like, I don't want to say that's like a free period,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to do work and stuff. And it's just like a really loosely knit kind of period. And the last period I have is French. French, we just do French. We speak French. Like French.
How do you say hello in French?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. So those are the 4 classes on a grade day. And how many days a week do you have the grade?
Depends on the week.
Okay.
Because they're 5 days of the week and we just alternate. So if this is on if a grade is on a Monday, you have it 3 times.
Uh-huh.
So on Tuesday we have it 2 times.
And so they alternate. So the greens, at some point, the green days, you get 3 days out of the week, and the gray days, you get 3. So it just rotates. And it's going to go that same way for your senior year. You had mentioned in one of the sessions that you have the same schedule as you did before. In that schedule, you're going to have, on a grade day, you'll have math again, TOK, art, and French.
Yeah, but they would, it's like a year 2. So year 1 is AP Calc. And then
Oh, got it.
year 2 would be IBDP. Year to math
Okay.
or something along those lines.
So in other words, it's an advanced level of the same class.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty much. Okay, very good. So the questions about college, we'll continue to do that as you're preparing. We want to have you look at some of the prospective student admission deadlines for the next time. So let's look at some of the deadlines to see when your applications need to be in for UCLA, and you'll continue to research about the engineering minors, I guess it would be, what you want to minor in. We know it's engineering, so that we can get an application into where? Where?
UCLA.
UCLA. And what other goals do you think you need to work on for this coming year?
Should start time management and stuff.
Time management? Okay. How, and that means what? Making a schedule?
Yeah, just having everything like planned out.
How can you plan it out? Before I let you go, I want you to tell me, how can you be a better time manager?
I could make a schedule,
How would you start to make that schedule?
an agenda.
An agenda? How about even starting with the goals that I have you writing out as we end our sessions? Goals, make a schedule on that goals, but writing them out may help to do that for you. Okay. Anything else you need to share with me? No? Okay. So I will see you when?
Next year, almost next week.
Next year. Next year. You mean when you're a senior, huh? When you're a senior. Okay. Thank you so much, Jerome. And I know you're going to have a wonderful senior year as you move on to UCLA. What is their mascot, or their UCLA what?
It's a bear.
Bruins. Yes, there you go. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.